put it to you, you've got a deep pocket to be able to fund this in the first place, and this is going to be high risk.
Well, we've spent about over $40 million American dollars on this. I guess it would be 35 million pounds. And that's a very sizable investment for two people who own the company. We had investment money from Japan, but we bought all of that stock back some time ago. I think that what we have is simply a good idea. And yes, it does cost money sometimes to make a good idea happen. But we're in the price range that you'd pay for a super yacht when you think about it. It's really not a matter of the money. It's whether or not we can turn the UK and Britain into a spacefaring nation. Britain made most of its money in the last couple of centuries being a seafaring nation, doing peaceful trade and working with other countries. And we'd like to see if the same thing can happen in space by making it a spacefaring country.
Sell me the idea of buying one of these £100 million tickets. I mean, you're not going to get the Richard Branson quick experience, are you? It's a bit more than that.
Well, now, I have great respect for Sir Richard, and his investment in Spaceship Two is truly revolutionary. He's going to, for 100,000 or 150,000 pounds, take people to space for about 7 minutes each. And this is wonderful, and he has hundreds of people signed up. We're going to be in space for months. It's like an expedition to the South Pacific. And I think that on a per time in space basis, we may actually be cheaper than he is, because you'll be in zero gravity and doing scientific experiments in space and observations and going further than anybody's ever gone into the solar system.
So not only the 100 million, but they're going to have to work their ticket.
Yes, you do. But then again, everyone that we've ever talked to about this has wanted to do experiments, has wanted to do science. That's why we call it an expedition. It's not tourism. If you go further than any human being's ever gone before, you're not a tourist, you're an explorer.
Can people, or will people be able to just get an insurance policy for such a trip as this? Or is it at the sort of, well, we'll have a go and see what happens?
Well, our insurance broker is Marsh. It's a international, well-known. They've been working with us for 5 years now. The equipment is certainly insurable because our capsules have flown to space successfully 9 times. The space stations, just like these, have flown for over 15 years, and 3 of them were launched by our contractor. So we have a considerable experience base. When you put that together with the proven capability of Astrium in space operations and in building aircraft like the Airbus, I think that we are insurable. Now, we haven't had a specific party come forward to form the expedition yet, but when they do, I imagine insurance will be something we discuss with them.
Have you had anybody take you up on the £100 million ticket yet?
Not yet. We do have a number of parties that are interested, and we're negotiating both with sovereign governments and with individuals at this point. There is definitely interest. Our Futron Corporation contracts, that's a big company in America that does economic analysis and market studies, told us that over the 10-year period starting about 2013, we could expect about 30 people, 29 to 30 people, that would want to make a private trip to the moon at this price level of 100 million pounds. So we already have done our homework on this pretty thoroughly.
When do you see this actually taking off on the maiden voyage?
I would expect that we could launch the station 24 to 30 months after we form the expedition. We have to form the expedition first because we have to know how to build out the inside of the station, what equipment is needed on board. It's very much a bespoke expedition, and we have to have the people tell us what they want. We're their contractor, it's their expedition.
So you want the 100 million from each person up front, basically? Yeah?
No, we don't need the money up front. We will need it according to milestones. We'll need it when we finish our engineering. We'll need it when we buy our launch vehicles. Over half of our total cost is the launch vehicles to get off the Earth. And then we'll need it as we launch the station, and of course we would want to be paid when we finally launched the expedition.
Well, I know a lot of people are very proud when they see the Manx flag is sitting there on all of your space units.
I hope you'll notice that it's not the national flag, it is the naval ensign. We fly it just like a super yacht would. It's a little distinct point of law, but the fact is we're a Max ship on this new ocean.